Okay. Okay. Let's take a breather on that. You want to come snuggle in? Come snuggle in with me. Oh, yeah. That's the goods right there. Okay. Here we go. Say hi, everybody. Oh, the Argentinian ballad dance cucumber? You? Oh, boy. Okay. And this is how mommy will never make money on her live streams because you watch VeggieTales all the time. So, although realistically, making money on these it's a long shot. Tonight for our Christmas stories, we're going to do Arthur's Christmas. We're going to do the story of Christmas. God gave us Christmas, and the night before Christmas. What's up with your eye? What are we doing with your eye here? Huh? Okay. Do you want to pick the story? Which one do you want to read? God gave us Christmas? Okay. Good choice. No comprendo. God gave us Christmas.
We better hurry. I think the dwarf has your mother confused with someone else.
Well, that's our authentic Argentinian garb. I don't know what Apple and Mando are wearing. Mama, little cub asked one night, who invented Christmas? Was it Santa? No, Mama Bear said. God invented Christmas. God gave us Christmas. Is God more important than Santa? Oh, yes, much more important, Mama said with a smile. Next morning, little cub sweetly climbed into her lap. Can we go find Santa, Mama? He lives around here someplace, I think. Santa's hard to find, said Mama. But we can go find God. God is everywhere. Yahoo! Cried the little cub. I didn't know we could go find God. Oh, yes, Mama said. We can always find God. Little cub looked over her shoulder and whispered, can we leave them at home? Yes, Papa will watch the little ones. You and I can go alone. When we go find God, I will see how he gave us Christmas. Yes, little cub, you shall see how God gave us Christmas. The next morning, little cub and Mama filled their packs, kissed their family goodbye, and set off to find God and see how he gave them Christmas. They walked to the top of one mountain and down the next. And you got an itchy booty? An itchy finger. And up another mountain where they set up camp. Little cub was so tired that she went right to sleep. But Mama nudged her while it was still dark. Mama, why are you waking me up? Because it's God, little cub. Come see.
Am I losing my mind? I didn't ask for much.
What is that, little cub asked in wonder as she watched the dancing lights in the sky. That is God at work, little cub. He sent his only son as a baby so that we could know light from dark. Jesus is the light of the world. Jesus is how God gave us Christmas. The next day, they arrived at a huge lake. All at once, with a mighty roar, a chunk of ice cut away from the cliff and fell into the sea. What is that? Little cub asked, covering her ears and leaning into Mama. That is God, little cub. He is so powerful, he can command the water to freeze and the glacier to melt. He is mightier than any king on earth. And because he is all powerful, he made Jesus king of all kings.
We hope you understand, but we cannot sing that song.
Excuse me. My goodness.
You do?
Oh, it's cucumber. Why am I biting your finger? You're weird. But Jesus was just a baby. How could he be a king? All kings begin as babies. God knew he would need someone we could touch. God knew we would need someone we could touch and see and smell. Mama paused to sniff little Cub's neck, making her giggle to understand just how much he loved each one of us. Mama woke little Cub again before the sun came up. She pointed to the east as a star that changed from green to red to green again and shot out in many points. Is it God again? Little Cub asked, rubbing her eyes. Yes. Jesus is called the bright morning star. He is always with us, and he first came when God gave us Christmas.
I knew this was the way. I don't think this is the way. This ain't the way.
So tired. It's Mama's bedtime. What about Santa? Little Cub asked. Did God give us Santa? Santa Claus reminds us about many good things like generosity and care. But it is God and Jesus that we celebrate most come Christmas. We always want to thank God for giving us Christmas.
Mr. Lunt, is there anything you can do about that?
Hey, no problem, boss.
On the way home, Mama Bear stopped by a tiny flower peeking up from the hard frozen ground. Oh, you are too early, little flower, she said. Little Cub, Jesus is like this flower, God in our world, living where you wouldn't expect him, surprising us. Christmas is a lot about surprises. Like presents. Yes. Jesus is the best present of all. And God would have given us that present, even if it was only for you. Only for me? Only for you, little Cub. God gave you Christmas. Mama and little Cub came upon a church, glowing with warm light. Soft voices reached out to them, singing. What are they singing, Mama? About the night God first gave us Christmas, when Jesus was born. Tomorrow's Christmas Day. Would Jesus have come for mean old Maggie the Moose or grumpy old Frankie the Fox? Little Cub whispered. Maggie, Frankie, any of us. Jesus is a present for everyone, grumpy or happy, mean or kind. God gave us all Christmas. Little Cub was glad to be back at home that night in her cozy bed. Thanks for showing me God, Mama. There isn't anything I'd rather do, sweet child, she said with a kiss. Night, night. Little Cub went to sleep and dreamed of bright stars and northern lights, of a king born as a tiny baby, angels singing over him, and woke up to Christmas. Yahoo, she cried. God gave us Christmas again. All right, now.
If I could tell me what I need to know.
I got a lot of respect for that woman.
But don't you dream of saying that somebody else too.
All right, which book do you want to read now? That one? Okay.
Do you go along? Even though the things that you were wrong.
What's up with your eye?
Stand up, stand up.
The story of Christmas. Do you know why we give gifts at Christmas? We give presents because it's Jesus' birthday. Long ago, an angel told Mary she would have a baby named Jesus. Mary and her husband Joseph were very happy. They had a lot to do to get ready for the baby. But first they had to take a long trip to Bethlehem. Mary rode a donkey, Joseph walked. When they got to Bethlehem, many people were there. Mary and Joseph were very tired. There was no place for them to stay. They slept on a bed of hay in a stable with cows and donkeys. That night, baby Jesus was born.
Oh, you're back. Well, I still haven't been able to get Larry out of the sink.
Angels told the shepherds, Jesus is born. You will find him lying in a manger. Wise men followed a star to the stable and baby Jesus. They brought presents because they loved him.
About what we've learned today. Right, Larry? I'm wet. Right.
We give gifts at Christmas to show our love.
It was pretty hard, but it was worth it. When all their friends were doing things that were wrong,
And we say, Happy birthday, baby Jesus.
and that God wanted them
What
to
is
do
that
what
noise?
was right. In the end, God was
Excuse
protecting
me.
them, even in the final
Athena,
moments. What did you learn, Larry?
you are not supposed to be eating that. Can you? You don't need Oreo essence, okay? No, you don't. Okay. Which one? The night before Christmas? Excellent choice. The night before Christmas. The heck is Larry talking about? Larry's crazy, man.
Okay, Larry, you see that spoon over there? Uh-huh. If you
'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse.
I'm ready.
The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled, all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window, I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters, and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. Then what am I wondering how I should appear? Put a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. The little old driver, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the horses they flew, a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkle, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. Athena, bring me. Yeah, there you go, drop that. You don't need that. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His teeth were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow. And his beard, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. Oh, my Bobby is really tired. Oh, my goodness sakes. He was chubby and plump, or a jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. That is very loud. Can we turn this down? He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." And then we just got one more. Arthur's Christmas. Good golly, why do I keep yawning? I mean, it's late and I'm tired. That's why I keep yawning. Still, Arthur and DW had been in the drugstore for a long time. For heaven's sakes, DW said, this store is full of presents. Pick one, let's go. Has to be just right, Arthur said. I want Santa to like it. Well, hurry up, said DW. I want to get home and see if Grandma's there and how many presents she brought me. At home, DW added 10 more things she wanted to her Christmas list and copied it over in red pencil. Arthur and DW cheered when they heard the car in the driveway. Grandma, are there presents in there for me? Asked DW. Grandma, do you think Santa would like new mittens or gloves? Asked Arthur. Whatever happened to hello, I'm glad to see you? Asked Grandma Thora. After dinner, everyone relaxed. Look, said DW, I teached Killer a trick. Taught, said Grandma. You taught Killer a trick. But DW didn't hear. She had seen something on television to add to her list. Arthur, what's the matter? Asked Grandma. I haven't found the right gift for Santa, said Arthur. Only 2 shopping days left, reminded DW. The next day, Arthur, DW, and their friends went shopping. Killer went too. Arthur searched the entire store and still couldn't find the perfect gift for Santa. What's the big problem? Asked DW. I can see 100 things I want. Let's go tell Santa. Santa, what would you like for Christmas? Asked Arthur. Oh, laughed Santa. You just leave the giving to me. DW had her picture taken, patting Santa's tummy. Gosh, I can't say words tonight. My goodness. Buster was next. Santa, be careful coming down the chimney at our house. My parents always forget to put out the fire. Oh, said Santa. Don't worry. I'll use the front door. Then it was Francine's turn. Have you been a good little girl? Asked Santa. Oh, yes, smiled Francine. I'm always good. Always? Asked Santa. Afterward, Buster treated them all to ice cream. Arthur could hardly finish his root beer float. He had only one more shopping day. Look, said Francine. Santa eats ice cream. I'll have a banana split, 6 scoops of bubblegum ice cream. Oh, how did you sit on my boob? That's impressive. Hi. Can I help you? With double hot fudge, whipped cream, and nuts. I'll say he eats ice cream, said DW. I dropped the book. I dropped the book. Is this comfortable for you? Golly. At home, Arthur asked his family for help. How about a nice colorful tie, said Father. Aftershave is always a good gift, said Mother. I bet Santa could use some toasty warm long john, said Grandma. Arthur, you're taking this shopping too seriously, said DW. Just do what I do. Get everyone the same thing. He's got the Spears wish book instead of Sears. That afternoon, everyone was getting ready to go caroling, but Arthur didn't have time for Christmas carols. Time was running out. Please come along, begged DW. I'll be the only kid, and besides, Mrs. Tibble always gives us a present, hot chocolate. Arthur went window shopping instead, hoping that would give him an idea for Santa's present. Santa was ho-ho-hoing and drinking a Dr. beer at the car wash. Moments later, Santa was at the Golden Chopsticks eating sub-gum chow gui. Santa must have run to the deli at the corner of North and Main. The waitress shouted Santa's order to the cook. Catch a fish, hit it with rye, and put a pair of shoes on it. Santa sure eats a lot, thought Arthur. Finally, Arthur went home. He hadn't seen a single thing in any of the store windows he thought Santa would like. Santa was on TV eating Papa Piper's pickled peppers. That's it, said Arthur. He started making his list. Arthur counted his money. DW, he said in his sweetest voice. Okay, how much do you need? Asked DW. But only if you promise to stop being such a grouch. The next morning, Arthur gave DW half of his list. He took the other half. DW had to keep Killer out of the kitchen while Arthur made Santa's present. What's with that noise? Asked Father. Arthur is making a mess, reported DW. The kitchen door opened and Arthur sneezed. Mom, how many cups of pepper and pickled peppers? He asked. Maybe I should help, said Mother. No, please, said Arthur. I want to make Santa's present myself. Just tell me how many sticks of gum and sub-gum chow goo. Poor Santa, said DW. Hours later, Arthur whistled while he set the table for Santa. What's that? Asked Father. Pickled peppers, a hot fudge sundae on bubblegum ice cream, and sub-gum chow goo. I sort of combined Santa's favorite foods, Arthur explained. What's that big lumpy thing that's moving? Asked Grandma. A pizza to go, said Arthur, with everything on it. If you want Santa to come, you'd better go to bed, said Mother. If you want Santa to come, thought DW, we'd better do something about that food. DW couldn't fall asleep. I have to do something, she thought. Poor Arthur worked so hard, but if Santa gets one whiff of Arthur's present, he'll never set foot in the dining room, much less eat any of it. Careful to miss the squeaky step, DW tiptoed downstairs in the dark. The next morning, Arthur was the first one up. Santa ate it all, he cried. Then he left a note. And the note says, Dear Arthur, you were so nice to take the time to find out my favorite foods and make them. Thank you. Also teach me about the Christmas spirit. Love, Santa. P.S. Aren't you lucky to have such a nice little sister? The end. All right, my friend. Wait. Psst. Hey. It's time for bed. It's time for bed. Can you say goodnight? I didn't want to kiss your eye, but okay. All right, guys. We are going to go to bed because it is late and I'm tired. So, my buddy, I got to go brush your teeth and everything. All right. Good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.